What's up, everybody? I'm Dylan, and today we're going to be going over Zach Bryan's Heavy Eyes. This is a really fun, fast-paced song. It's only cowboy chords, so probably chords that you already know. Verse and the chorus are the exact same chords, so easy as far as the chord shapes and structures, but a little bit tough as far as the strumming pattern and the speed of it. Now, one thing I will say is that you're going to need a capo for this song. As you can see, we're on capo 5. However, when you are up this high with the capo, it gives you a lot of flexibility as far as vocal range. If the way that it's recorded with capo on 5 is too high for you, you can back the capo up until it matches up better with your voice. So that's kind of a nice aspect of this song. The other thing I want to mention about putting a capo up this high on your neck, if you have a guitar with a little bit of a thicker neck, it can be a little bit tricky to get it in the right spot. If you notice any strings are buzzing or sound out of tune, mess with your capo placement until it sounds right. I generally try to get mine as close to the fret as possible, but not right on top of that fret. And that's where it usually is the sweet spot for me, but mess around with it until it sounds right. All right, we're going to get into the chords you need to know here, but before I do, I got to remind you to like and subscribe if you're enjoying this. Also, if you're a Zach Bryan fan, make sure you check out my tutorial for Something in the Orange. It'll be linked on the top right-hand corner of the screen right now. All right, Heavy Eyes, chords you need to know. C, G. Now, that might look a little bit different than the way you play G. However you play G is fine. But what I will say is that that's something good to learn, is that kind of move right there. When you're going from a C to a G or vice versa, it's easier just to move these two strings from the C up to the G and then put your pinky down on the high E string. Gives you that G there. But if you're not comfortable with that, just play your normal C, G, however you want to play G, go for it. All right, so C, G, D, E minor. That's it. That's the whole song. The chorus and the verse both use those chords in the same order, okay? So we'll play through it a little bit slow here and kind of give you the strumming pattern, all right? C, G, D, E minor, C, G, D, E minor. Okay, so getting into that strumming pattern a little bit, the big thing with this strumming pattern is those heavy downstrokes, okay? You kind of start out each chord with a heavy downstroke, and then you go back and forth, and then in the middle of it, there's another heavy downstroke. And those two kind of accentuated heavy downstrokes really make up the strumming pattern for me. So listen again. Okay, now, we're playing it right now much slower than the recorded version. When you watch them play it live, it seems like they do slow it down a little bit. But, you know, get that strumming pattern down, get those chord changes down nice and slow, and then speed it up. And if you want to, as a solo acoustic player, if you want to play it slower than the recorded version, go for it. I do the same thing. You know, I don't think when you're playing it as a solo acoustic player, you have that liberty to kind of slow it down a little bit, and it still sounds great. So don't feel like you have to play it as fast, but it is definitely an upbeat, kind of high-tempo song, and you want to kind of stay true to that. So, again, we're in the verse here. Going to the chorus now. Oh, no, no, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Back to the verse. Okay, so you can see right there, from verse to chorus, it's the same as far as the chords. The strumming pattern, you might open it up a little bit in the chorus. You can feel that out. Again, playing it solo without an ensemble, I do think it's nice to add some difference or variety to verse versus chorus. So you can mess around with that if you want. All right, so there you go. That's the verse and the chorus. You know the song now, all right? You got it. But I will say there is a part in the second verse that I want to show you real quick. It comes with the line, I can't take this soul with me if I go. Where he just goes to these one strums, okay? So, I can't take this soul with me. So you got it? That's a little bit of a difference there in that second verse. You're just hitting the one strum on the C, one strum on the G, one strum on the D, and at the very end of that D, you kind of pick up another strum, and then you fully strum out that E minor. All right, so here it is. There you go. So that's the only difference right there. You've got it. So there you go. Heavy Eyes by Zach Bryan. Again, if you enjoyed this, please make sure that you like and subscribe, and I'll have more coming your way here soon.